Oh yes, the mountains are to be seen here. And just in front of us, please have a look at the Basilica di Superga. You can see this huge church with two bell towers on the left, on the right. Reaching Basilica di Superga, we are about 700 meters above the sea level. So it's pretty interesting to get there because that's the highest point of Torino. Okay, if you have a look at the building just in front of us and you raise your eyes, just behind there is a green area. Can you see it? Okay, this is a vineyard, and it is an historical vineyard because it belongs to an historical palace called Villa della Regina. And since many years they produce a type of red wine which is called Freisa. So the historical vineyard of Villa della Regina is just in front of us. Villa della Regina is one of the historical residences. It's in the Queen's Villa, the Queen's house. We are slowly going down to the big square called Piazza Vittorio Veneto. This is the second biggest square of Torino, characterized by the arches, the portici. So as I told you, the arches are very important in Torino. We have 18 kilometers of hour. I promise we're not making all of them, just a little part of these arches. And the other skyscraper that you see at the end, it's the skyscraper that is in the city center. You can see that on the top there is the Italian flag, even if this is not institutional building. This area was in the past very poor. This was the area where the fishermen lived, and also the women that worked for the fishermen and washed the clothes and so on. But now it is a very nice area, it's a residential area. The church on our left has this round form, so this is the back part of the church, and in a few moments we're going to see the facade of the church. It's called Chiesa della Gran Madre di Dio, and it was built after the Napoleon and his army left Torino. So I have spoken about the connection of Torino with France, and the fact that we are very close to the French border, and also that the court, the king and the queen, they spoke French. And also in a more recent period, Napoleon occupied Piemonte for 14 years. So this makes the fact that again Torino was simply annexed, Piemonte were simply annexed to France. When Napoleon was defeated and left, the king came back. And so this church was built to thank God that the king came back after Napoleon's occupation. We're now crossing this bridge called the Napoleonic Bridge, and we are entering actually in the real city center, crossing Piazza Vittorio Veneto. You see that there are all the flags on the bridge. In these days they are preparing, because there is a very special event that will start tomorrow, and for 2 days Torino will be, the city center will be an open-air exhibition of cars, historical cars.
هذه نقطة ترين، ناخذ ترين بكرة في المدينة كلها، ناخذ ترين لفت ساعتين ثلاثة، ناخذ معنا أكل مثلا لفت ترين ساعتين ثلاثة، انتهيت معنا.
بالتليفون تنزلي وين ترجعي تركبي ترجعي
بس خذ معنا
So, as we are waiting for the traffic light, please have a look on our right. We have on our right the upper part of Mole Antonigliana, and this building, as I told you, is the house of the National Cinema Museum. So, the panoramic lift can reach more or less the middle of the tower, and from 86 meters above the level, you can enjoy a very nice panorama of Torino. So, not far from here, under the bridge, there are imposing walls that sustain the bridge itself. That sustain also the other part, so where there are the cars, and we call them murazzi, so big walls. This is an area where young people come, especially in summer, for enjoying music, for enjoying aperitivo, for drinking, for disco, for talking, and so this is a very trendy area for Torino. And together with chocolate, I should say that another typical product of Torino is vermouth. Vermouth was invented and afterwards patented here in Torino by a gentleman called Benedetto Carpano. He had the idea to mix the sweet, to mix with red and white wine the aromatic herbs coming from the valleys of Biella. And for the result, he used this German word, vermouth, which simply means aromatized wine. So when we have aperitivo, we normally drink vermouth. And so please have a look on our left to see the trendy area for discos and so on, and also there's a very special sky. We are enjoying a very special sky. The huge square we are entering in is called Vittorio Veneto. Under there is the parking area, and there is a difference of about 7 meters from where we are now to the square where we are going in a few moments. This difference, so we are actually climbing up 7 meters, but this difference cannot be seen very much because the arches of the palaces are higher and higher. And so this means that, of course, the eye cannot perceive this very big distance.
وهون ما فيش مطر،
في بس شوية. لا